Hello, I'm Rachel Jones for the Finance News Network. Joining me today from Linius Technologies is CEO Chris Richardson. Chris, welcome back to FNN.
Thanks, Rachel. Great to be back.
So for the first time, Linius Technologies makes dynamically searching video possible by indexing and tagging. How is the company progressing?
The last 12 months have been really exciting for Linius. We've done a great job of executing on our strategic vision and driving to a point where we can deploy and sell our technology globally. That's included partnering with the large cloud providers, the Microsofts, IBMs, and Amazons of the world, driving channel relationships, building our internal team, and ultimately getting to proofs of concept and commercial deals to drive revenue.
Thanks, Chris. And now, before we talk about what Linius has achieved over the last financial year, tell me why transforming video into data matters and where can it be used?
Video virtualization is the last frontier of data virtualization more broadly. The big data guys, the data lake guys, they've been doing this already for a decade. But so far, the 80% of traffic on the internet that's video hasn't been able to be virtualized. And that's what Linius brings to the table. Now, what that means is that we can expose the internals of the video to index, splice, analyze, augment with additional data, really open up a whole world of capabilities in places like security and defense, blockchain, anti-piracy. A whole world of opportunities are out there. In particular, right now, we're getting a lot of traction in what we call our search horizontal. The four verticals within that we're really seeing the most success are news, sports, education, and corporate comms.
And now let's talk about your financial year 2018 performance. What were the highlights?
2018 was a great year for us. Really, it was all about achieving our strategic goals. And we went out there, we executed in terms of our partnerships, in terms of working with IBM, with Microsoft, with Amazon. And after the calendar year, we've announced a number of proofs of concept and commercial deals. Now, in terms of the company, we are an early stage company. And right now, we're in a pretty good position from a cash perspective. We have all the cash we need to achieve our goals. We're keeping our burn rate well under control. And I think fiscal year 2018 was very positive for us.
And Chris, now let's talk about your strategy and share price. Can you tell us about the strategy that you have and how you get the technology to be widely adopted?
Absolutely, Rachel. And that really is the key question, the breadth and depth of adoption. Our vision hasn't changed, and that vision is to see all of the world's video accessible as data. And to achieve that, our mission is really to become the de facto standard, to make virtual video everywhere usable. Now, to do that, obviously, we're not going to go out and build a giant sales team to do it all on our own. So it really comes down to partnerships. And those are both technology partners, like the things we're doing with Amazon and Microsoft and IBM, and also channel partners. And over the last year, we've been very successful in sort of launching the kernel of that channel relationship. We've announced most recently our partnership with MediaAmp that's taking us into the US education vertical. And we're pursuing a number of other channels that will be announced shortly.
Can you provide a comment on the share price over the last 12 months?
As I've mentioned, as I'm sure everybody knows, we are an early stage company. And as such, one expects a certain amount of volatility in the share price. But from my perspective, looking at the highs and the lows of the stock over the last year, I think our high was around 21 cents. And to my mind, that's actually seriously undervalued for the long-term opportunity of Linius. Now, looking forward, we have, in terms of news flow, in terms of the deals we're executing, in terms of continuing to execute on our strategy, build channels and go to market and scale the business, I feel confident that the share price will soon reflect the value of the company.
And last question, Chris, you mentioned news flow there. What can investors look out for in terms of news flow for this year?
I'm incredibly excited about the future of Linius and what we're going to be doing over the next 12 months. We've talked in broad strokes about what we're doing. That's channel partners, it's replicable solutions, building out across these verticals. And clearly we've spent a lot of time today talking about education, but we have stuff coming out in corporate communication, in sports, in a number of other areas that are going to allow us to scale the business rapidly and globally. And that's, I think, really our focus for the next year. It's all about scale.
Chris Richardson, thanks for flying in from Prague today, and thanks for the update.
My pleasure, Rachel. Looking forward to doing it again soon.